Welcome back to Huff Daddy Barbecue. Today we're going to be doing the ultimate date night meal. It's a whole beef tenderloin. When you cut it into steaks, it's known as filet mignon, but we're going to be smoking the entire beef tenderloin on the grill. It's really kind of a specialty meal when you really want to impress your friends or maybe that special someone in your life. This is really the way to go. So I've got the entire beef tenderloin here. I got mine from Costco. I mean, $13.89 a pound is a great deal for prime. I usually get this at the local grocery store. Fillets are $25 for a tenderloin steak. So this is a really good deal, and I'm excited to get this open. What I'm going to do is cut it open, get it out of the package, and show you how to trim it up so you can get it prepared to go on the grill. Be right back. Okay, I've got it out of the package here, and you can see it's a really big fillet or tenderloin. A lot of people won't do this because they're scared to trim it up, and it can be a little overwhelming if you don't know what you're doing, but it's really not that hard, and you get such a value if you buy the entire tenderloin. So the first thing we're going to do, you see this extra line of meat right through here, that's called the chain. We're going to take that completely off because we're trying to get this to a roast that will fit nicely on the grill and look nice and round and be in good shape. So we're just going to take this entire chain meat off. And anything that we're trimming off today, off of this tenderloin, you can keep it, use the meat for stir fries or anything like that. You can cut it into steaks, any extra parts, but you're certainly going to want to just set this aside. And then here, now this is the tail. What we're going to do with this after we trim up all this silver skin, we're going to tuck that under, and we're going to eventually tie this roast off so that way we have a nice round shape to cook evenly on the smoker, okay? But we'll leave that for now. This piece right here is called the head, and we're also going to take that off. We want this to be a nice even there you go. This, I call this the mother-in-law steak. My mother-in-law does not like to eat her steak, even if it's a filet. She doesn't like to eat it medium rare. She wants it well done. It breaks my heart. I want to cry every time. So I usually take this and give this to her so that way we don't have to worry about overcooking this beautiful piece of meat here. All right? Now, the last thing I'm going to do here, other than clean up all these little spots, but for the camera, I'm going to show you here on this silver skin. You just want to take your knife, slide it up underneath, right? Start angling up till you can get your finger underneath it, and then pull up on it slightly as you send your knife down. You're going to want a really good sharp knife for this. There you go. So we're going to take off all this silver skin. That's no good. Just going to throw that away. I'm going to finish cleaning this up by removing the rest of the silver skin, tucking this over, cleaning off any of this little fat out here, and then I'll show you how to tie it up. All right, so you can certainly take as much time taking off all the small pieces of fat that you want to. A lot of people like their filet to be very clean. I know that my wife does. I tried to trim this one up fairly well, get it pretty clean. I'll show you here in a second what that looks like. But let me show you of that big tenderloin what we got. We got this small piece that I cut off of the tail when I went to round that off, or excuse me, square that off and fold that under. This is that mother-in-law steak I told you about, so that's a nice good piece of meat. This is the chef snack. This is a little bit off of the chain that I cleaned up. That won't be quite as tender, but it still should be pretty good, and the chef, that's me, gets to eat it while the rest of the steak is cooking. So I'm going to set these aside so we can focus on the big tenderloin. So what you're looking for here is a shape that's nice and even, symmetrical, so it will cook evenly on the smoker. Let me show you here. I took the head end and lobbed it and folded that under. Same with the tail, okay? And then just turn it over to where you've got a pretty even piece of meat there that's going to go on the smoker. Now, you could certainly take it right here, season it up, throw it on the smoker, but what I want to do is I want to tie it, because tying it keeps the shape, makes it look really good for presentation, and it's really not that hard to do if you know how. So I'm going to rotate the board here, and I'm going to take a long piece of butcher's twine, and you don't want it to run out, so you certainly would rather make it longer than shorter, okay? And go to one end, come underneath the roast about an inch, inch and a half, and just give you a basic knot right here, okay? A little snug, not too tight. You don't want to make marks in the rope or in the meat, but tight enough to hold it, and then tie it off right there, okay? All right, now take it, make a loop, and then tuck it underneath the back side, bring it all the way down, sliding it to about, another inch and a half to 2 inches away from that previous knot, and pull it tight. Okay, I'll show you one more time. Take it up here, make a loop, twist it underneath, slide it down, pull it tight. Okay, we're going to do this all the way down, trying to keep the shape, and I'll be back. Okay, so we've got the rope all the way down here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to roll it over on the underside. I'm going to take the string, I'm just going to come underneath each one of these and loop it around. It's pretty simple. Just give a nice little loop here. Come on. All right. 2 more. Okay. You're going to take it, roll it over one more time, and that piece that you left hanging there at the end, you're going to connect. Whole beef tenderloin tied up and ready to season. All right, so we got the roast ready to season. You could certainly season this with your favorite rub if you wanted to. I like to go with just salt, kosher salt, and coarse black pepper. And then I have an herbal rub or sludge that I made out of olive oil, rosemary, thyme, a little crushed black pepper, fresh garlic. I'll put the exact recipe down in the description of the video, but just gonna use salt and pepper on the roast. You want it fairly liberal. It's a big piece of meat, so it's going to be able to hold on to a lot of seasoning. You want it all over, so make sure you spin the roast around and even get it on the ends. All right. Now, here's that sludge that I told you about. Again, herbs, thyme, rosemary, garlic, crushed red pepper, olive oil. That's all that is, okay? Then we're going to take this and we're just going to spread it all around the meat. Oh, it smells so good, those garlic and herbs. Get a nice good coating. Okay. There we go. Now, put this in your fridge, or if you're going to be cooking it right away, you can certainly leave it out at room temperature. But let it set on there for at least an hour. If you want to go 2 to 4 hours, that's fine too, but then you'll want to put it in the fridge and let it rest there, okay? So once you got everything coated evenly, let it set, start soaking up all that goodness, and then the next time I see you, we'll be putting it on the smoker. Oh man, it's summer in Oklahoma. My papa used to always say, it's so hot that the corn on the stalks would pop and turn to popcorn, and the mules thought it was snow and they froze to death. I love my papa. So at any rate, it's hot out here, but we got the beef tenderloin going. Here it is. It's been sitting in the fridge for a couple hours with the herbs and the rub on it. So I've got the Yoder set at 225 degrees. We're just gonna smoke this nice, low and slow. Gonna put it over here on this side. All right, shut that down. Now, depending on how big of a tenderloin you have, it's gonna take anywhere from an hour, hour and a half, up to 2 hours. You're looking for a great medium rare. So you're looking to pull it at 128, 129 degrees. Pull it off, let it rest, then fire the smoker up to nice and hot, and then we're gonna put that sear on the outside. So you can either come out and check it with your thermopin or your digital thermometer every 15, 20 minutes or so to make sure you don't overshoot it, or you can do what I'm gonna do, which is use an internal probe and monitor the temperature during the cook, because I really don't wanna go over that desired temperature of about 128, 129. So I'm gonna plug this in, we'll come back and check on it in a little bit. Okay. We've been going for about an hour and a half. I think we should be at temperature. I'm using my thermopin instead of that other thermometer because I'm not sure about the accuracy. But here on the thermopin, right there at 128, 129, that's perfect. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take off the tenderloin. There. I'm gonna wrap it loosely in foil. I'm gonna fire up the smoker to about 450, 500 degrees, and I'm gonna put a sear on the outside. So this is gonna rest while the smoker comes up to temp, and we're gonna get that sear. It's gonna be great. Okay, so the fillet's been resting, or the tenderloin's been resting. The Yoder's come up here. I'm gonna take the temperature in just a second, but before I do, I wanted to tell you, if you're into barbecue, grilling, smoking, any type of outdoor cooking, you really should check out the Facebook group, Barbecue Enthusiast Group, BEG. If you do a search on Facebook for Barbecue Enthusiast Group, bunch of great men and women on there that just enjoy cooking, grilling, smoking, barbecue. It's just a good group to be a part of, so check that out. I'll put the link down in the comment section below. Okay, so I've got my little gun here. You can see that, but I'm at about 635. That's plenty hot for searing. So we're gonna put the tenderloin on. That's what you want to hear. You want that sizzle. You're gonna put a sear on all sides. So I'm gonna put it about a minute aside, turn it, and then I'm gonna take it in, let it rest just a little bit longer. I'm gonna cut it open. Oh my goodness, does this look absolutely delicious. It smells great, all the garlic, all the herbs. So I seared it on all 4 sides, got a nice brown crust on it, and then I brought it in and I let it rest. So I can't wait to cut this open. It should be a perfect medium rare. So we're gonna cut into it right now. There you go. It's beautiful, juicy, medium rare. Got that nice color to it. Smoke ring. It's so tender. I absolutely love a beef tenderloin. The ends are going to be a little more done than the middle, but just look at that. Put a little bit of smoked sea salt on it here to finish it up. Holy, I got to get a taste. Let me see right here. That is absolute perfection. I'm gonna tell you what, you wanna really show off with your cooking skills, you make someone a beef tenderloin like this, and they're gonna be blown away. Hey, I wanna thank you for watching my video. Be sure to check me out on the Barbecue Central show. That's from 9 to 11 p.m. Eastern time, every Tuesday night. I'm on the 4th Tuesday of the month with the other embedded correspondents. Subscribe to my channel down below if you will, please. And tell people about it. Make sure they're watching, and man, go make yourself a beef tenderloin. All right, have a good one.